It happened on a Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. The kind of unremarkable night that you forget the moment it's over. For Olivia, it was just another late evening spent scrolling through her phone. The blue light painting her face in the dark of her bedroom. The city outside was quiet, the usual hum of traffic having died down hours ago. Her apartment, a small one-bedroom on the 3rd floor, was silent except for the faint buzz of the refrigerator in the kitchen. She was about to put her phone down and finally get some sleep when it happened. At exactly 1:27 a.m., the device vibrated violently in her hand. Not the gentle buzz of a text or an email, but a sharp, insistent jolt that made her heart jump. A notification banner slid down from the top of the screen, stark white against her dark wallpaper. The words were simple, yet they made no sense. New camera connected. Olivia frowned. That was impossible. She didn't own any smart cameras, no baby monitors, no security system, nothing. Her apartment was a fortress of analog simplicity. She tried to swipe the notification away, assuming it was a bug or some kind of weird ad, but her finger seemed to pass right through it. Before she could try again, the screen flickered and changed. The app she was in vanished, replaced by a live video feed. The image was grainy, saturated with the murky green of night vision. It showed a hallway, a dark, narrow hallway. Panic began to prickle at the back of her neck as a horrifying realization dawned on her. She knew this hallway. The slightly crooked painting on the left wall, the scuff mark near the floorboards on the right. It was her hallway, the one right outside her bedroom door. The camera angle was strange, positioned low to the ground, maybe about waist height. It wasn't stationary. It was moving, creeping forward with a slow, unnatural smoothness. It was as if someone was holding it, walking with a disturbingly steady gait. Olivia's breath hitched in her throat. She was frozen, her eyes glued to the screen, her phone feeling like a block of ice in her hands. Who was in her apartment? How did they get in? She always locked the door, triple-checking it every single night. She wanted to scream, to call for help, but her voice was trapped. All she could do was watch as the feed showed the perspective turning the corner from the living room, now facing the short stretch of hallway that led directly to her bedroom. Her door, slightly ajar, just as she'd left it, was at the very end of the frame. The camera continued its slow, deliberate advance. Then, another banner notification flashed over the video feed, audio enabled. Suddenly, a sound filled the silence of her room. It was faint at first, a wet, raspy sound, breathing, heavy and labored. But the chilling part, the part that made the blood drain from her face, was that the sound wasn't just coming from her phone's tiny speakers. She could hear it, from outside her room, a muffled guttural inhale and exhale, seeping through the crack in her door. There was someone out there right now. Her mind raced. She had to do something. Lock the door. That was the first instinct. Her hand started to move, ready to leap from the bed and slam the deadbolt home. But, as if reading her mind, a new message typed itself across the screen in stark, blocky letters. Do not lock the door. The message lingered for a second, then another line appeared beneath it. It knows when you hide. A wave of pure, undiluted terror washed over her. It knows. What knows? How could it possibly know what she was thinking? Was it watching her through the phone? No. The camera was still pointing down the hall. Her eyes darted around her dark room, searching for a hidden lens, a red recording light, anything. She saw nothing. On the screen, the slow procession had reached its destination. The feed now showed the bottom half of her bedroom door, the sliver of light from her phone screen spilling out onto the hallway floor. The camera stopped moving. The breathing from the hallway seemed to get louder, closer. It was right outside. Olivia held her breath, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She was paralyzed, caught between the instinct to fight or flee and the paralyzing command on her screen. For what felt like an eternity, nothing happened. The image remained static. The breathing continued its horrifying rhythm. She felt a tear slide down her cheek, tracing a cold path to her chin. Was this it? Was this how it ended? Was she going to die here, watching her own demise on a cursed live stream? Then, the screen went black. Abruptly, the video feed was gone. The breathing from the hallway stopped. Silence descended once more, heavier and more menacing than before. Was it over? Did it leave? For a fleeting moment, a sliver of hope cut through the fear. Maybe it was a prank, a sick, elaborate hack. But the ordeal wasn't finished. One final notification appeared on the dead screen, the words glowing with an eerie luminescence. camera switching to front view. The black screen flickered to life, but it wasn't the hallway anymore. The front-facing camera of her own phone had activated, and it was filming her. Her own terrified face stared back at her from the screen, eyes wide with horror, mouth agape in a silent scream. She was the live feed. Now, her phone began to vibrate again, not with a notification, but with a low, deep hum, as if the hardware itself was groaning under some immense strain. A new sound started to emanate from the speakers, a high-pitched digital screech that grew louder and louder, drilling into her skull. And then she saw it. In the reflection on her phone screen, behind her own terrified image, she could see her bedroom door. It was slowly, silently, pushing open. The sliver of darkness from the hallway widened, and from within that darkness, something was beginning to emerge. Something that didn't have a camera, because it didn't need one. It was already inside.